Welcome to overthebarblog.com's first of 6 how to build a bike posts. Today we're going to be looking at the tools you need to build a bike and sort of a bit of the preparation you've got to do beforehand, you know, what to get ready, what you need, etc. If you've never built a bike before, it's very important that if you're not sure about anything, you take it to your local bike shop to get them to check out what you've done. Obviously, if you haven't done something properly, you haven't tightened it up correctly, it could fail and cause some serious injury to yourself, to someone else, a child running out, a small cat. So if I was you, I'd be really careful, if you haven't done it before, get someone who you trust to check it out to make sure what you've done is right. But if you want to give it a go, this is a good way for you to start and get an idea of how it works. So the first things first, we have the bike we're using, which is an All-City Macho Man. It's a 49cm frame, so it's not big. It's for my wife, and she isn't as tall as me, otherwise I'd love to ride it because it's absolutely beautiful. Really nice sort of pearlescent yellow with a bit of white at the back. It's steel, double buttered, feels light, feels really well built, to be honest. It looks lovely. So looking forward to putting that together. It comes with a matching fork, which has a lugged construction. Again, it's steel. It's pretty heavy is the only downside to it, but then we're going to be losing quite a lot of this steer tube, and I'll show you how to cut that a bit later on. Lovely thing though, really like it. It's got nice mudguard mounts, integrated mudguard mounts into the dropouts here as well, which are nice and hidden. Keeps it out of the way. It's placed there for a pulley for using a bottom pull front mech rather than a top pull, so we'll show you that later as well. Nice mudguard mounts. It's a cyclocross frame, so it's clearly not an all-out race frame with the mounts, but it will be perfect for what we're going to use it for. So that's the bike we're going to be building, and you can see more of that in our blog. So the first thing we'll look at now is what tools you'll need. You'll need a bunch of things. The most important tools, probably for the whole build, will be Allen keys. I've got a tub here full of random different sizes, but if you've got an Allen key tool, that tends to have the most useful sizes in them. But you need to make sure that you've got your Allen keys. We will also need, at some point, a chain tool, because obviously we'll be putting on a brand new chain. So there's a chain tool. We will also need a bottom bracket tool. Now, depending on what type of bottom bracket you're using, you might need something like this, which has got a sort of spline on it, works with a spanner. That tends to be quite old systems. Or there might be one like this, which tends to be for 3-piece type cranks, where, you know, I don't know, Holotech, ISIS kind of things, you know, quite old school, but you might need one of them. Or if you're using external BB cups, something like that. But whatever, you'll know what you've got, and I'll show you what I'm using. I'll be using an external, so I'll need that one when I do it. We'll also need a cassette tool, because we need to obviously fit our cassette onto our bike. I haven't got that here, it must be in my toolbox, but one of them looks very similar to that, it's just smaller, so we need one of them. We will also need a hacksaw. One with a ideally 18 tooth blade on it. The reason why we need that, we'll be cutting the steer tube, and that's pretty tough, and you need to make sure you use the right blade to do that. My blade's pretty blunt and well used, so it might take me a while. Next we will need a variety of greases. Standard grease and some anti-seize, so I'll show you where to use them. We will also need some cable cutters. Cables are really difficult to cut, so having the right tool to do that makes it very easy. You can use a pair of pliers, but it tends to fray the cables and not cut them properly. It's a pain. So a decent pair of cable cutters is very useful. Also then you will clearly need things like tyre levers to put your tyres on, so simple stuff as well. Probably most people have got tyre levers. Because I'm going to be using bar tape on this with some road handlebars, I need some scissors which help me cut the tape and also cut the electrical tape to mount it properly to make it neat and tidy, so you need a pair of scissors. We will also need a headset press and a steerer race press. So the headset will go around here, but also there's a race that goes around the forks. You can get those from your local bike shop. I doubt many people have got those at home, and if you have, you probably won't need this video. But if you do have them, I'll show you how to use them. If you don't, then you can go to your local bike shop and they'll fit them for you. So fitting a headset, we'll do next in the next video, is a bit of a challenge. I don't have those tools, but I've got some homemade ones which work beautifully. So, for fitting the crown race, you can use a bit of old PVC pipe, and it works absolutely beautifully. I'll show you how to use that. This is too big for the one. This is for a fat, 1.5 inches rather than 1 1/8 inches. But I've got some other PVC pipe which will work for that. And also you can use a bit of threaded bar with 2 nuts and a bunch of washers as a headset press. So rather than actually going out and buying a really expensive one, you can actually make one very cheaply. I won't be using this, I'll be using a different method, but that's probably the safest method if you're going to use it at home if you haven't got the tools. But if not, your local book shop will have that. So that's everything we all need to essentially put it together. So the most important thing is your Allen keys. 90% of what we're doing will involve those, and a beer or two. So the first thing you need to do is also make sure you've got everything you need. So obviously I've clearly got my frame and my forks. But also I've got a whole box of parts. So this is only part of it, this is one of the boxes. Make sure you've got everything you need. So when you're building a bike, what you tend to do is you realise you've forgotten something, and halfway through the build you realise you haven't got the bit that you need and you have to stop and install it. That can be a bit of a pain. I've spent a long time, I've spent quite a few weeks getting all together all the bits I need. I know I've got absolutely everything I need. So I've got a box of parts here with stems, gear levers, cable hangers, brakes, oh gosh, all sorts of stuff in here. Headset spacers, all the little bits you don't think you need, ferrules, cable ends, another much bigger box of bits here. So we've got seat posts, saddles, trailers, chain sets, brake levers, bar tape, etc. So make sure you've got everything. It's very frustrating to have to stop halfway through. Right, that is probably everything we need to go through on this post. So if you're going to do this at the same time, get all your bits ready, follow along, and the next time we're going to be looking at mounting. Bear with me, I've got the note. We'll be looking at how to fit the headset, how to fit the stem and the handlebars and the seat post and the saddle. So essentially you're going to be doing the front end of the bike and the saddle, which enables us to actually have a stable platform to then add the wheels to it and then build the rest of the bike. So follow us, we'll be posting up again probably within a week of the next video of the next section. So see you soon.